people and culture, and in every corner of it has its own story of what makes the city distinct from anywhere else. Amidst the puzzle, one often forgets how beautiful the city is. My name is Panganiban, and join me as we take a tour around Taft to try and find its most beautiful curves and patterns. The most striking difference between CD and everywhere else is its lack of greenery. But there are some places that serve as green oases in this great scenery. One of these places is De La Salle campus. Walking through the campus, feeling the breeze, looking up at the trees, makes you wonder, what makes this place so special?
In the leaves of the trees, we could clearly see fractal patterns. Its veins exhibit interconnection, how veins would wind smaller ones, creating recurring and yet irregular patterns. Here on campus, you could see in most trees how the main trunk forks into two or more branches, which themselves split again into thinner and thinner branches before finally terminating to tiny twigs. This tree growth has been linked to self-contacting symmetric binary fractals, which has long been a subject of interest for scientists, mathematicians, and artists alike. We could have a clear view of the clouds in some spots in La Salle, where there are no gray buildings to ruin your view. Clouds which edges resembles its original form are very much like the Koch flakes. These are nearly perfect examples of the so-called dilation or symmetrical magnification in the subject of fractals, which are explained as a never-ending pattern that repeats itself on different scales. Similarly, flowers are designed with Fibonacci numbers. Probably most of us have never taken the time to examine very carefully the number of arrangement of petals on a flower. If we were to do so, we would find that the number of petals for many flowers is a Fibonacci number. Additionally, the Fibonacci numbers are found in the arrangement of seeds on the flower heads.
Did you know that aside from the presence of fractals in nature, it is also used for soil analysis? Soil science uses certain types of fractal dimensions. The mathematical basis of fractal geometry makes it a potentially useful tool to describe the heterogeneity of soil structure quantitatively. A quantitative description of soil structure can be utilized to observe processes occurring within the soil. In some of the studies reported, soil chemical properties and soil mineralogy have been discussed in relation to the fractal dimension estimated for a particular soil, or they have been used to explain apparent changes in fractal selling. One of the most unvisited spots in La Salle is the Chapel of the Most Blessed Sacrament. Like most places of worship, this place was designed with intricate patterns that serve as recurring motifs in ecclesiastical architecture. From the symmetrical positioning of the chairs to large relics in the arcs of the ceiling, this chapel is clearly designed with mathematics.
The patterns in wallpaper and tile designs are closely associated with the mathematical concept of isometries. Quoting the same reference of Naukon's Essential Mathematics for Modern World, isometries are defined as transformations which leave the dimensions of the object and its imagined unchanged. And although some patterns may prove non-uniform, isometric transformations offer a sense of consistency and symmetry. In many of its underlying details, a looker would see how churches are designed with deep regard to symmetry. Even its glided pillars offers its own symmetrical pattern in the form of frieze patterns, which are long strips of recurring motifs that seem to stretch to unlimited lengths and contain translation symmetry in one direction, and which may be of rotational, reflectional, or glide reflectional symmetry. To further explain the concept of beauty, we take a glimpse of known works. Artists use the golden ratio architecture in art because it is believed to produce aesthetically pleasing divisions and proportions. Numerous works of art claim to have been designed using the golden ratio. Leonardo da Vinci is one of the artists that has long been associated with golden ratio. The application of this is evident on his works such as his paintings of The Last Supper and Mona Lisa. Perhaps the use of the golden ratio was best illustrated on The Last Supper. Various design and architectural features show very clear golden ratios. It was also believed that even the positions of the disciples around the table were placed in divine proportions to Jesus. On the other hand, the Mona Lisa also manifests the application of golden ratio. Looking through its details, the width of her face is very close to a golden ratio. Golden ratio is also exhibited on the lines from the center of the painting to the sides of the canvas, aligned nicely with the width of her hair. There may also be golden ratios in the vertical dimensions of the painting. One of the most famous architecture designs that illustrates the application of golden ratio is the Parthenon in Athens. The grid lines found on its columns appear to illustrate golden ratio proportions in its design elements. The structural beam on top of the columns is in a golden ratio proportion to the height of the columns. The structural beam on top of the columns also has a horizontal dividing line that is in golden ratio proportion to the height of the support beam. Moreover, the width of the columns is in a golden ratio proportion formed by the distance from the center line of the columns to the outside of the columns.
The district of Malate offers a variety of places to visit. Walking into Pablo Campos Street, there is a museum named Contemporary Art and Design. This museum has gathered works from the contemporary scene highlighting different societal issues. So come on, let's check it out! There is a strong connection between Fibonacci sequence and the composition of the artwork. Its presence in an artwork is an expression of an aesthetically pleasing principle of balancing features of a work by thirds. For example, this artwork by Alfredo and Isabella Aquilizar, named Here, There, Everywhere, That.
One of the main applications of Fibonacci numbers outside the realm of mathematics is in the area of stock market analysis. Many investors use what is called the Fibonacci retracement technique to estimate the action that the price of a stock will take based on the certain ratios found in the Fibonacci numbers.
Not everyone can vouch that Malate is a gleaming center of society. The details it possesses are often unrecognized and unexplored by many others. The intricacy of these images, their symmetries, and the unceasing continuance of the design on smaller scales make them intriguing. Good thing mathematical concepts are capable of providing explanation on the beauty that can be found in every detail. Mathematical tools such as the golden ratio, fractals, and the Fibonacci sequence have been used in creating beautiful designs realized in architecture, artworks, and even in nature. The patterns, designs, forms, and measurements exhibited are proof that math indeed generates art.